Well, the numbers are in, and managers are saying that they spend about 11 hours a week on meetings. That meeting time spent could be the reason why some are having to work later or come in a little bit earlier. So joining us today, Courtland James, executive coach with Cortex Leadership, to discuss how we can cut down these maybe some pointless meetings. I mean, we've all been there, and I'm sure you have a lot of meetings with your job. So how do we get through all the riffraff, as they say?
Absolutely. Thank you, Alexander. It's great to be here. Just like Linda was talking about last night with Bill, some of the key things you can do to really cut down those meeting times, setting rules of engagement, also planning and distributing an agenda beforehand to all the people who will be in the meeting. And another key piece is designating a facilitator who understands that role and knows what the responsibility is, because that can really cut down the time.
How often are these meetings during the week that maybe some employers are dealing with, where they're spending time where it's chit-chat that means absolutely nothing? How much do you hear about this?
I hear about this all the time. This is definitely something a lot of our clients struggle with. It is a pervasive issue because we're taking a lot of time in meetings to just pass information, and it's really a space for collaboration, sharing ideas, and moving forward on problems.
What are some of the other maybe quick items that you can offer advice-wise to some of those managers out there that are looking ways to cut down on meeting times?
Well, the first thing, when you're planning a meeting, if you want to cut the time in half, actually plan it like you have half the time. So if you have an hour-long meeting, if you only had 30 minutes, what would you put in there? What would the agenda be? Who would you bring? A lot of times, too many people are in these meetings. Also, what items would you discuss when you're there? So having those and creatively solving that shortened timeline, if you force it to be 30 minutes, it'll be 30 minutes. You'll cut out the stuff you don't need.
So many times, you hear about this all the time, is that you start your day with a meeting every single day. Is that necessary?
It can be for some organizations. A lot of times I hear about morning huddles for about 5 minutes. That's where you can pass information really quickly. Now, it's key to stick to those time frames. It's key to stick to, if you want to have a 5-minute huddle, keep it to 5 minutes. It's not a space to start solving all the issues and field a lot of questions during that time.
And I would imagine some employees out there, they start to, doze off or something like that during some of these meetings. How can these meetings stay refreshed and maybe a little bit more creative?
A big thing people can do, number one, eliminating cell phones, eliminating distractions while you're in there. So getting rid of that, making that one of the rules of engagement is a huge one, so they're thinking about the meeting. And also incorporating a little bit of fun into the meeting. Having an opening round. We have something called a thumb ball. You can get to know people. Having a question doesn't necessarily pertain to it, but loosens everybody up beforehand.
Wait, no Facebook in a meeting? That's blasphemy.
I know, right?
Blasphemy. Courtland, hey, I sure appreciate your time. And of course, we can get more information on what we were talking about today on VirginiaFirst.com. Jason?